I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to them boys that sat on them benches, boy. I was in the game on 4 inches. Coach put me in the game on 4 inches. Put me in the game on 4 inches. Coach put me in the game on 4 inches. And I'ma lead them boys at the line.
Alright, y'all, welcome back, man. The 4th inches. It's your boy Nick. I got Mr. Rodriguez Moore with me.
Yes, sir.
And special guest, Unkle Murph.
What's happening?
As y'all see, you know what it is. By any means, clothing. We repping. Well, they ain't repping, but I'm repping.
Roll Tide.
Y'all know how we started off, man. Quick recap of last week before we jump into this week games. Florida beat Florida State 28-21. Any thoughts?
You said what happened now?
They did what I figured they would.
Florida beat Florida State 28-21.
I think that's good for, you said Florida beat Florida State?
Yes, sir.
I think that's good for Florida, especially in recruiting.
Yeah, man, they had to have that one to be bowl eligible, so it must win for them.
Yeah, they really needed it.
Georgia took care of business, blowing out Georgia Tech 45-0. Nothing to see here.
Good.
Getting ready for the SEC championship game.
Keep the momentum going, fellas.
Oh, okay, then.
Okay, what?
Kentucky 52-21 over Louisville. Another SEC win over the ACC. Again, dominant performance. Nothing to see here.
Not surprised.
Oklahoma losing to Oklahoma State 37-33 in a close game. Like Bedlam is always crazy. Oklahoma State now go to the Big 12 championship game. They will see Baylor.
Oklahoma really needed that game, and that was crazy that they lost it because now they are out of the playoffs.
Yeah, but Oklahoma State now got a chance to get in though.
Yeah.
But did you watch it? Did you watch any of that game?
I watched some of it, and it was a good game.
Yeah,
It was a good. They ain't play a whole lot of defense though, but it was a decent game. LSU, Texas A&M, it's always a tight game. LSU pulled out the 27-24 win.
I was kind of shocked with that. I thought Texas A&M was going to blow LSU out, but I think that was Coach O's last game at LSU Stadium. So
It was.
they are eligible for a bowl game now.
Yeah, he's not gonna coach the bowl game though.
Oh, he's not?
Nah, so that was his last game. They sent him out on a winning note.
Go Tigers.
I'm not surprised. I didn't think A&M was gonna blow him out, but I did think A&M was gonna win the game. But like you say, man, it was an emotional game for LSU. They came out and played like it.
Sure.
I got to say on
Clemson. All right, so first of all, I want to stop and let everybody know, if y'all didn't watch last week, go watch last week. Somebody talked me into taking South Carolina over Clemson. I had Clemson. They talked me into taking South Carolina, and now both of us look stupid. Because Clemson beat them for 30.
That's why you follow your first mind, because you don't let somebody influence you to do something that you really don't want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's facts. That's facts. Now, the big upset of the weekend, well, not really an upset, but the game that everybody thought was going to go the other way was Michigan-Ohio State. Michigan ended up winning 42-27. They was dominant from the kickoff all the way to the final home.
Yeah, I picked Michigan, didn't I?
We both picked Michigan, actually.
Oh, okay.
I felt like Michigan was going to win that one too. Ohio State was a little shady. Like I wasn't.
I was never
But
impressed with Ohio State.
Michigan, I feel like Harbaugh needed that win.
He did.
He had to have it.
He
He
had
was 1-5 against Ohio State.
So
he had to have that.
with that win, Michigan set themselves up for a playoff spot if they can win Saturday against Iowa in the Big Ten championship game. Now, the elephant in the room from last Saturday.
Big elephant. Get that right. Big elephant.
That same big elephant that won by 2 points in 4 overtimes to Auburn.
Did we win?
I was watching that game.
I watched it very closely.
The turning point of that game was when dude from Auburn did not go out of bounds.
When he got stopped short of the first down?
That wasn't a turning point though.
I think it was because when he went out of bounds, it was 1 minute and 43 seconds left. If he would have stayed in bounds, Alabama could have got the ball with 1 minute left. And I think Alabama ended up winning the game with like 46 seconds left. When you factor all that in, if you would have stayed in bounds, they would have got the ball back with 1 minute left.
All right, so the reason I don't feel like that was the turning point of the game, because at that point the game had already turned. Like it was a pivotal play, true enough. And at the same time, had he got the first down, which he was trying to get, it would have ended the game too. But to me, the game turned sooner than that. The game turned basically in the fourth quarter when Auburn had the ball with a chance to score, and they didn't. And then Alabama got there and came right down and scored the ball.
And it's
Like,
crazy
that's when the
because
game changed.
Bryce Young had that smile on his face before he drove down the field and he threw that touchdown. So I felt like he knew they was going to win.
Yeah.
I mean, he was confident anyway. So,
So,
I mean, my opinion of that game, man, it was a bunch of good defense being played. You know what I'm saying? Because for a while it was scoreless, and then it was 3-0 for a while, and then they finally scored again, made it 10-0 until the last, literally about the last
like 2 or 3
five
minutes.
minutes.
Something
I
like
say
that.
5 just to be safe.
I
The
feel
last
like-
5 minutes, we managed to tie the game and send it into overtime.
I feel like
The
Auburn.
way we was playing, we were being stopped the whole game. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I had done counted us out myself, because the way we had been playing, I ain't see us driving on that field and tying that game up.
I feel like Auburn lost that game more than Alabama won.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
They played a dominant game, and it's like the last minute, y'all crap down y'all leg.
I'm going to be real with you.
Moment's too big. Just gotta do this on myself.
I coach 30. I coach 30.
And that just so funny.
Nah, on the real though, I feel like had Bo Nix played,
Oh, yeah.
Auburn win that game.
Yeah, different story.
Because TJ Finley ain't a bad player, but he's not the playmaker that Bo Nix is.
I
And then once he got hurt,
was shocked
it was over.
that he didn't throw
But
5
also,
interceptions because his mechanics was off. Like I don't
to
feel
counter
like
that,
he's a good quarterback.
I feel like if Jamison wouldn't have got ejected, we probably would have scored.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
was a
More
big
than
factor
you
too.
know what I'm saying? What we did. That's our number one receiver.
I can't say that because he was in the game. They ain't scored yet.
Yeah,
So,
but he ain't got turned up yet. But his replacement, goddamn, was, you know what I'm saying? He was holding it down.
hey, man,
So,
listen,
I mean,
let's be honest though. The player of the game for Auburn was McCreary. Because he was on y'all best receivers, man to man, and pretty much had them
number
on
23?
check.
you talking about the
Yeah.
pass interference they let him get away with? That was a touchdown.
I don't
right
remember.
there.
Hey, number 23.
That man had your receivers
He
on
definitely
lockdown
did stuff.
until he started cramping up. It was over with. Wasn't nothing they could do.
You talking about the one that did that pass interference to stop Jamison Williams from scoring the first touchdown, right?
You know who I don't want to hear cry about calls?
Yeah.
Alabama.
We
The
won.
last team I want to hear cry about
We
a call.
won, you know what I'm saying? That's all that matters.
Anyway, with that being said, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to jump into championship weekend. By Any Means Clothing is a proud sponsor of the 4th and Inches and Southern Fried Talk podcast. Hoodie season is upon us. Don't get caught without yours. For these designs and many more, please hit the link in the description. There's clothing available for kids all the way up to adults, including females, leggings, t-shirts, everything you can think of. Man, welcome back. You know, tonight we're finna jump into championship week preview. We're gonna say the best for last, so we're gonna get everything else out of the way first. Wake Forest versus Pitt. I don't like neither one of these teams. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
I
don't
feel the
like
way
neither
you
one of them.
feel, but I feel like Wake Forest will beat Pitt.
You like Wake? Who you like?
I like Wake.
I'm taking Pitt just to be different then. I don't like neither one of them.
I don't either, but I
That,
like
that
Wake.
game
to
is
win this
irrelevant to me.
Facts. Oregon versus Utah in the rematch. Utah put their foot off in Oregon a few weeks ago. Can Oregon get their revenge in the Pac-12 championship game?
I think Oregon gets their revenge.
I think so too.
I believe so too. I think Utah was able to win the way they won because they were at home. And once they scored and got the momentum, it was over with. Baylor versus Oklahoma State, another rematch game. Oklahoma State playing for a chance to get into the playoff. Baylor trying to play spoiler. Who
I
you
got Oklahoma State beating Baylor, dog.
Yeah, I like Oklahoma State. You know what I'm saying? Same reason I said last week. They ain't never been in a position to get into the top 4. So I feel like they know this is kind of a must win for them. Not only is it a conference championship game, but this can catapult them into the top 4. You know what I'm saying?
Of the
playoffs.
I like Oklahoma State too. I feel like Mike Gundy has made a huge adjustment. You know, we've seen he's usually an air raid, throw the ball all over the place.
Yeah,
they actually beat people with defense and running the ball. They're a physical team.
Most definitely.
So I love Oklahoma State over Baylor. Houston versus Cincinnati. Cincinnati has to win this game to get into the playoff.
Very important game.
Very important for them. Houston is ranked, I believe, 22, 23 in the college football playoff. So they can't make it to the playoff, but it'll be a big statement win for them as well. But I like Cincinnati. I think Desmond Ritter and the Cincinnati offense is too good.
I think Cincinnati wins, but if Cincinnati loses,
they're out of the playoff. It's just that simple.
Well, you know, I always pick me an upset game or two. So
this the upset you picking?
Yeah, I like
Houston
over Cincinnati.
I respect it. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I just think Desmond Ritter is gonna make the plays that matter to win the game. It's just that simple.
So,
Michigan versus Iowa, another game like Cincinnati. Michigan wins, they end the playoff. If they lose, they're out. Iowa trying to play spoiler, the Big Ten championship game. Who y'all got?
I got Michigan winning because like Ohio State usually is their Achilles heel, so I feel like they are finally over the hump now. So I would be shocked if they lost, but I'm going with Michigan.
Me, you know, finesse 2 times with the upsets. I think Iowa gonna upset them boys. I think they're gonna play spoiler. The same way like I picked earlier in the season with Purdue.
Yeah, you did that.
I got that same feeling with this Iowa Michigan game.
So for me, what's important to consider is because Michigan finally got over that hill in Ohio State, and they were so emotional, you know, going into the game and throughout that game. It's like, can you do that 2 weeks in a row? Can you get up and play with that same intensity 2 weeks in a row?
I definitely feel you on that.
And I think it's hard to do, but I believe that they have the team to do it because they're such a veteran team. I mean, it's not like a bunch of young guys out there. They have a lot of vets. So I'm taking Michigan to beat Iowa in the Big Ten championship game. I don't think it's going to be close in the second half.
See, I feel like I'm not going to say they whole season, but I feel like the one game Michigan had circled on their calendar was Ohio State.
Absolutely, without question.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like everything they had, you know, they was coming with that game. Now, this week here, they might look like the regular Michigan that we done grew accustomed to seeing. You know what I'm saying? Games that they should win, they end up losing.
Yeah.
So could very easily do that.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm sticking with Iowa for that upset.
All right, so main event. Georgia versus Alabama, SEC championship game. Georgia comes in as a 6.5 point favorite. Alabama has not been an underdog in a game since the last time they played Georgia back in 2015, and that was at UGA. Alabama won that game, by the way, so I'm going to say that before you say
exactly 92 games ago.
However, this is a different Alabama team. This is a different Georgia team. Different circumstances. Alabama is playing for a chance to go to the playoff. Georgia is basically playing for the SEC championship. I believe that spot is already guaranteed.
Because I think if they lose, they still get in.
Yeah, they still get in.
I think
that's automatic.
So Alabama has everything to gain. Georgia has nothing to gain, nothing to lose. So, start with who you got?
I got Georgia winning 34-25.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be close until the fourth quarter, and Georgia's going to edge them out.
Understandable. What about you, Mr. Roll Tide?
Listen, this game, to me, in my opinion, Roll Tide. Go, greatest all time. But I think this game gonna come down to, and it's just me being a fan to the side, it's gonna come down to whether or not they can protect Bryce Young better than we did against Auburn. Cause Auburn had a goddamn on ball out there. Back there. We gave up 7 sacks.
5 in the first half.
So if we can't stop Georgia, he finna be lunch meat back there. So I think it's gonna come down to whether or not they can protect him to get him time. Cause they give him time, he gonna get that ball off. So that's my thing. But I think it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna go down to the fourth quarter, and I don't know. I think we're gonna find a way to get it done like we did last week against Auburn. I understand Georgia ain't Auburn, but at the same time, I think this game is a lot more intense for both teams. You know what I'm saying? Cause they know what they up against, we know what we up against. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's going to be a physical game, and I think we end up winning 21-24 for
I would say this too. I honestly think
I think it's gonna be
we
low
get
scoring.
a different Kirby Smart because he faces his old mentor. There has only been one person to beat Nick Saban.
That was Jimbo Fisher.
Jimbo Fisher this year. I think Kirby ends up being number 2.
So, I thought about this game. I've been thinking about how can Alabama win this game for the last 3 weeks. I come up with one answer. That's if Georgia turns the ball over. If Georgia doesn't turn the ball over, this game will not be close past the third quarter. The team is too good. They're too deep. Kirby is a very conservative coach, and it's been my only negative against him his entire time at Georgia. This season, he hasn't been that. So if they continue to play the way they played, they will not be able to protect Bryce Young. LSU gave you the formula. Texas A&M gave you the formula. All they did was bring pressure. The difference between those teams and Georgia is Georgia's defense is deep enough and good enough to do that the entire game.
They front 7 is, but they back end hadn't been tested. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say this too.
Because I will say this now.
They said that against Tennessee.
Alabama does have the better receiving core, and to me, I feel like that is the fact.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
Say this.
I would say they have the best singular receiver, and Jonathan Williams. Everything after
that.
Jameson Williams. My bad. Everything after that. Ain't going with them.
I like Brock Bowers, man.
Georgia tight ends are much better.
I'm gonna say this too.
Receiving core deeper.
In order for us to win, aside from being able to protect Bryce, it's gonna be we can't play against them the way we played against nobody this season. We gotta have our best game of the year on all 3 phases: special teams, offense, and defense. We gotta play our best game of the season in this championship.
I also think Georgia can't get drunk off their success either.
I don't think they will because it's Alabama. I believe that because it's Alabama.
They have to go into this game humble and understand that their record is 0-0.
So
forget everything that has happened before. This is the most important game of the season. Because I've always said, and I'm going to say this again, we discussed it earlier. Everything we have done this season means nothing if we do not beat Alabama. I feel like they have been our Achilles heel over the years since Kirby Smart has been there. I feel like that gets us over the hump and leading us into the national championship game. Because I feel like we're going to win it all. But I don't want to see Georgia have to play Alabama twice. Because regardless of who has the best players, they still got Nick Saban sitting on the side of the sideline.
And I'm going to say this, man.
And he's always got his teams prepared.
I feel where you coming from with feeling like y'all ain't done nothing until y'all beat Alabama finally because we've been y'all Achilles heel. But this is not the Alabama team that, you know what I'm saying, we have been for the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years.
Don't matter.
This is the worst Alabama team. And I'm an Alabama fan, but this is the worst team that we had in the last goddamn 10 years.
And I can make the argument y'all got the best player and the best quarterback y'all done had in that whole time span right now. Will Anderson is better than everybody else on defense that played in that time span.
No.
And Bryce Young is a better quarterback than all the rest of them.
You forgot about Quentin Williams?
No, I did.
You forgot about Tony Brown?
I forgot about none of them. They all
You forgot about Jonathan Allen?
I really like C.J. Mosley over all of them.
Okay.
Personally. But I got respect for all of them.
Forget about Big Cody.
I'm just saying, man. Will Anderson is a major factor, but I wouldn't say he's the best. I wouldn't say he's the best defensive lineman we've had.
I said the best defensive player, period.
Yeah, he's not.
In my opinion. But Pete, though, I got a question. This is how I would look at it, right? Nick Saban and Kirby Smart are similar coaches, right? They don't change much. Yeah, they're not gonna change. They are who they are, right? You're not gonna get the one game at the end of the season and change what you've been doing, right? Yes or no? So with that being said, do you feel more confident in Nick Saban getting to this game and changing what they've done in the entire season, or you feel more confident in Kirby Smart doing what he's done the entire season? What's more likely to happen? Kirby to do what he's been doing, or Nick Saban to change right now?
I feel like Nick Saban changed because Nick Saban is always making adjustments to his team.
Adjustments and changing ain't the same thing.
So what do you mean?
An adjustment is just I'm gonna tinker with the game plan a little bit. We're gonna run a little more of this, a little less of that. What I'm saying is, for Alabama to beat Georgia, they're gonna have to do something they've never done all season.
Which is what?
Protect Bryce Young for one.
That's not changing though. That's every game you're gonna have to try to protect your quarterback.
And you can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And your defense gonna have to play. Your defense gonna have to play better than this play all year. Where's it gonna come from?
I mean, not necessarily.
Your receivers gonna have to make plays they haven't made all year.
We
Where's
got
it
the
gonna
second.
come from?
We got the second in the SEC behind Georgia. We got the second best run stopping defense, and then in the country we got the fifth best defense. So I mean, it's not like, you feel me?
Your receiver gonna have to make plays they ain't made all year. Outside of
That's why I
Jameson
said
Williams, who's the threat?
I just said we got to play the best that we've ever played all season, right? And know what I said? That's including all that. So
right.
You basically saying what I already said we had to do.
Do you feel confident in them doing is what I'm asking. I'm asking a question.
Yeah, I do.
So you feel like
I feel like
they
them
gonna do
boys,
something they ain't never done on Saturday against the best defense they've ever seen.
It's possible.
Possible and likely is not the same thing.
I mean, it kind of is in a way.
Hey man, it's possible I can grow 7 foot tonight. What's the likelihood of it happening though?
At least we know you want to be tall.
Hey man, listen.
But
man, if I wake up 7 foot, I'm going to the league somewhere. I don't care if I got to go to China.
Yeah. You might go over there and play rugby or something. But I don't know, man. I guess we just have to wait and see. I think it's just gonna be like Auburn. If Auburn played every game the way that they played us, they probably wouldn't have 2 of the losses they got.
I don't know, because their offense was trash, dog.
To me,
their
offense was big trash against Alabama.
So was their offense trash, or was they playing good defense?
So
they couldn't run the ball on
I've been saying it's 2 things to that. So they couldn't run the ball at all, but they couldn't run the ball mainly because there wasn't no threat to throw the ball. So Alabama could commit everything to stopping their run game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if Bo Nix was in there and y'all defense played the exact same way, Alabama lose that game. Because Bo Nix gonna make plays in the passing game that TJ Finley just was not making.
It's possible.
That's all I'm saying.
It's possible.
But at the end of the day, man, it's go Dogs, wet tide.
Roll Tide, man.
Remember, I can't complain. It's the life I chose.
Peace.
I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to them boys that sat on the benches, boy. I was in the game on 4th and inches. Coach put me in the game